Welcome, I'm Maliki. I'm here to help you upgrade your energy. In this video, I'm going to tell you one story and give you three different perspectives. The first will be from your mind, the way that most people would view it with the down-to-earth, realistic perspective. The second will be a more spiritual view from the heart, from the core. And the third will be seeing it with all the knowledge, all the wisdom that is within you, with all of your senses simultaneously. Now, I don't know if you watched my video called The Flood. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll link it down below. But it's about how my house flooded in the summer. Now, this flood led to the floors being removed and having new floors put in. And I talk about it, of how difficult it was, because I have lots of rescue animals living at my house. I have 4 cats and 2 dogs. 2 of my cats are blind, so this was a very, very difficult thing to go through. But of course, if you see it from the end result, I ended up with a new floor, so it's completely a new beginning. New floor, new beginning. Now, what happened some months later was that my kitchen also molded and rotted from the flood. It slowly crept up into the cabinets, as water does. It went up and into the wood, which wasn't even real wood, so they were quick to mold and quick to rot. And it led to the amazing smell, which really had to be quickly removed from the house. It's both very unhealthy to be living with black mold and also very, very low frequency, very low vibration. So it's harmful not just to me, but to my pets. So this was removed, and then a new kitchen was put in. So I ended up with not just a new floor, but a new kitchen. Now, the third thing that happened was, after returning from my visit to the States to visit my sister, her boyfriend, and his family, when I got back, I had an envelope in the mail, which was me being sued. And this led to a whole string of events where I ended up looking for papers related to this case, because it was many, many years back, from 2014. And I had to find all the papers related to this. So my way of searching for the papers was literally spreading everything out all over the house and looking for it. And I believed that I was very, very organized. So I have filing cabinet where I have all my paperwork really organized, or so I believed. But I couldn't find these papers anywhere. And that led to complete chaos in my house. Anywhere I found papers, the way I went through looking for them was just literally laying them on the floor, on the surfaces. Any surface I could find was covered in paper. It turned out that the papers weren't even in my house to begin with. I had given them a year after the event had happened to someone who I knew was a lawyer, but because they were a friend, they saw it more through a friend's eyes, while I thought they would see it through a lawyer's eyes. So again, different perspectives of how to view a case that's brought to you and a whole file of paperwork given to you. So from her perspective, I brought them to her as a friend so that she could see them. And this is the file that she mailed to me, and the thickness of the papers that I took to her. I didn't even bother opening it to see them. So it turns out that I can't really do anything about the case. I had 3 years to find justice, but I didn't know that. Basically, I'm being sued by the hospital that I was hospitalized at for 2 days, trying to find out why I had such high blood pressure. I was sent there by my insurance. I had a private insurance at the time, and the insurance had agreed to pay for the hospital bills. But when I got out, they asked for this little paper to send them, having to do with blood work and platelets and I don't even know what. And when I sent it to them, they asked me to pay for the next 6 months. I paid for the next 6 months. And when they received the payment for the next 6 months, that's where they not only dropped me as a client, they left the hospital bills completely unpaid. So I'm being sued basically by the hospital and their right to want to be paid for the hospitalization. Now, I had 3 years to go after the insurance agency, while the hospital has 5 years to come after me. So now that the last day of the year, which was the last day that the hospital could sue me, that's when they sued me. So I came back to being sued. I've made huge effort in staying out of court. Even by people that I was wronged in my life, I never went after them because I really dislike being in court. It's draining to me, so I really don't want to be there. I'd rather just be getting on with my life, doing things that I enjoy, and I really don't enjoy being in court. I don't think anyone does. Maybe lawyers when they're getting paid. I don't know. When I discovered that the papers were not even in my house, that I had given them to someone who happened to have a different kind of relationship with me, but I had turned to them because they were a lawyer. But from their perspective, I turned to them to just discuss it. And I brought all the legal paperwork to them, all the file. Let me show you the file. This is the size of the file that I brought to them just to show them. So from their perspective, I brought it just to discuss, to see, show and tell. I don't know. In my perspective, I brought it for legal advice. But according to this person, they never saw the whole case as a case or as a lawyer. All this put me in a really... I felt like I got lost in some sort of black hole. It really, really didn't do me any good. If I saw it from my mind, with my mind, my first perspective would be, oh dear, why on earth is this happening to me? It's so unfair. It's so unjust. Where is the justice in the world? What do I do? I don't have this money. I'm basically not working now. I'm building my YouTube channel. I'm working on building my website so that I can have guided meditations on it, courses that I'm working on. My second book, actually editing my first book, because even though my first book has been published in Greece, it has yet to be published in English. So I'm working on that. So I'm working on all these things, but at the moment, I don't have any source of income. So all this was just mind-boggling. Also, the feeling of injustice from all counts, like from my acquaintance, friend, I don't even know what to call this person. I'm very upset, as you can tell. From the insurance, from the whole thing. It's just from the justice system, which seems to be the injustice system. Many things I just didn't know what to think of. So my way of dealing with this, because my mind just couldn't deal with it, I wasn't in the mood to just deal with it. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't deal with this. So I went into this watching some series on Netflix binge. And I did that for a week, maybe 5 days, but maybe a week. And it really helped me in not having to think. Now, the second way, the way of seeing it through your heart, from your core, I could have just moved into my heart, moved into my core, seen it all with the eyes of love, with the eyes of understanding, seeing how this was helping me grow. Now, in the meantime, my house was covered in papers, and I had to sort through all these papers. So I did huge amounts of throwing out. And even though I'm someone who really doesn't collect too much, doesn't collect papers, doesn't collect things, I like to just give things away, throw things away that aren't of any use to anyone. I realized that I had way too many papers, way too many things. So I cleared through the papers. But clearing through the papers led me to clearing through things. And clearing through things caused complete chaos in my house because I literally did the whole house simultaneously. I didn't do it room by room, which is the way any normal person would go about this. Because I just wasn't thinking clearly, it just seemed natural and normal for me to do it all together. But of course, I ended up truly clearing out through everything, which led me to starting to clear out through my furniture. And I realized that over the years, I'd been given huge amounts of furniture. There was someone we were going to move in together as friends, but we were going to move in together, but he never came because he fell in love with someone 5 days before our move. So we had rented a 2-bedroom apartment and 2 houses literally moved in there, but he never came. So I ended up with 2 sofas, actually 3 because he had 2. He had a 3-seater and a 2-seater, and I had a 3-seater. So I ended up with 3 sofas. I ended up with 2 fridges, 2 ovens, 2 of everything. And I gave away all the electrical appliances, but somehow, because it was a big house, I was able to accommodate all this furniture. And over the years, I was given other beautiful pieces of furniture. And because I enjoy painting furniture with chalk paint, I loved this art that I could do on it and actually doing my hobby on all this furniture. And then when you've worked on it, you don't really want to just throw it out or give it away. You enjoy having it, you enjoy seeing it. Now, having moved into a new house, which was both smaller and also didn't have any storage rooms, didn't have any storage space, I ended up having way too many things, way too much furniture. And what I was doing is I just kept moving everything around, and it's just like nothing could find its place. And of course, nothing could find its place because it just didn't fit. So one thing had led to the other, and being sued had led me to actually clearing out all this excess paperwork, things, and even furniture that I had accumulated over the years. Clothes are something that I easily give away. You easily find people to give your clothes away to. But it's not like you sit sorting out through your furniture and giving things away. And if you do, congratulations to you. I didn't do this, and I just had ended up with way too much. Now, I think we do this with many things in our lives. We don't just do it with things, we do it within us. We accumulate all these stories, we accumulate all these experiences, and they just get piled in there, crammed into ourselves, and we carry it with us. And I think we reach the point, and there's this like breaking point, and sometimes it comes in a way that it's not something that's pleasant to you. Being sued was not pleasant for me, but the end result, the result that followed, was beautiful. It was truly liberating. It allowed me to have the expansiveness that I talk about so much, that I yearn for so much, that I enjoy experiencing so much. And if I had held on to everything, and if I hadn't been sued, I probably would have continued holding on to everything and not letting go, not just getting rid of everything. Just as this happened in my life around me, within me, I've been letting go of things constantly. But then you realize that even though you may have the opinion, the perspective, the belief that you have really let go of everything, you realize that you haven't. You realize that there's this little room, this little space that is just crammed full of things, crammed full of stories, crammed full of experiences. Just as with your furniture, that you would sort through and find the beautiful pieces that would be of use to someone, and you give it to these people, or you sell it. If it's sellable, you can sell it. the same way, in the same fashion, that which is within you, you can find the things that are truly beautiful that you may have forgotten and crammed and covered up with pain or sorrow or guilt, and throw out the things that need to go and bring out and bring forward, give the stories that you have within you that need to be shared, that need to be told. Show the things that need to be experienced by other people. If it's covered up by lots of useless things, then no one can see it. You don't even remember that you have it. So, from the perspective of the events, you could say, oh, this is a terrible thing that happened to you. You're being sued. You don't have the money. What are you going to do? There was chaos in your house. You're being overwhelmed. Or you could see things from your heart and say, wow, this is amazing opportunity for expansiveness. This is an amazing thing that's happening to you. The things that need to go are going. The things that need to be brought forward are being brought forward. And it's a huge clearing. It's a clearing right from the root. It started from the floor, it proceeded to the kitchen, it went to the paperwork, it went to my things, and then the furniture. And at the same time, this is what I have been doing within me. And the third perspective is where you see everything as a whole, that it's a beautiful dance of creation where everything, even the most upsetting things that may happen to us, that may be apparently done to us, it's not really done to us. See it as being done for you. Even things that truly hurt you, that truly upset you, when you let go of the hurt, of the pain, of the guilt, of the sorrow, of the anger, because I felt huge amounts of anger of why on earth is this happening to me? This is so unfair. Why can life be so unfair? This can bring up really negative, low frequency feelings and thoughts. But when you let go of those and you release them, then you find that you stand strong when all that is within you, that infinite, limitless power within you, finds complete balance and comes in at the same frequency, the same vibration of not just your physical body, but of your home, of your things, of your furniture, your pets, the environment that you live in. You live not just in your body, you reside not just within your physical body, but within your home, within your larger environment. When all this comes into complete balance and stands fully as one, that's where you truly move forward into a completely new beginning, because you've let go of all that no longer serves you. You've let go of all the things, the furniture, the thoughts, the feelings of guilt, of sadness, of pain. All these things, anything that needed to be let go, whether it was just made up of energy or made up of physical existence, all these things have gone. And that's where you truly can be fully in your truth. Stand fully in your truth. This is so empowering, so fulfilling. The happiness, the expansiveness, the love you will feel for all of you, for all of your existence, is truly endless, limitless. Nothing can stop you then. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe and like.